Hello again, and welcome to my channel IELTS with Ralph. Hope you're doing fine. I'm back again with another lesson about IELTS Academic Task 1 writing. And today I'm going to tell you a little bit about the structures, some simple structures that you can write about trend graphs. But before, let's take a look at an example of a trend graph and what changes do we have when we talk about trend graph. So on your screen, as you can see, there is a simple graph that there are different types of changes that we have. So the blue line, the first blue line is about increase, all right? So it is about increase. Then we have, after that, there is a big increase, all right? So the green line, as you can see. Then the numbers does not, the data does not change after that. So we say it's constant, all right, without any change. And then we have decrease, all right? Then there is a big decrease. And then after that, we have improvement and then fluctuation. Typically, these are the types of changes we have when we talk about trend graphs. So you know what are trend graphs. When we analyze data based on the time over a period of time, when we talk about the changes, it's called trend graphs. It does not mean that it should always be line graph. So we have trend graphs like bar charts or pie charts or even tables, right? And today I'm going to tell you about some structures in writing sentences. Now, after that, now let's take a look at another, let's say, example. Here is the quality of change. So the quality of change actually is very important when we want to analyze data. Sometimes the change is steady, as you can see on your screen, about which is the yellow line. Sometimes the change is slow, and sometimes the change is very fast and surprising. For each of these, we use different adjectives and adverbs, right? And all right. So there can be no change, there can be small change, there can be medium change, and big change. We are going to work on all adjectives and adverbs describing, let's say, the quality of change of the data. Now, let's start with our simple structure. The simple structure 1 is noun phrase plus verb plus adverb. This is a very simple structure. So we have noun phrase, and after that we have verb and then adverb. For example, the price of oil rose slowly. The price of oil is our noun phrase. Rose is the past tense of rise, which is our main verb, and slowly is adverb. We'll talk about both verbs and adverbs in our next parts. Don't worry, we'll work on all of these vocabularies. So this is our simple structure here. Then we have, let's work on another example. The number of people living in the city center increased dramatically. So let's take a look at the noun phrase here. The number of people living in the city center. This whole sentence is our noun phrase. The number of people living in the city center. Our verb is increased and dramatically is adverb, right? This is our first simple structure. Now let's take a look at our second simple structure. There plus to be plus noun plus in plus noun phrase. For example, there was a fall in the number of people buying iPhones. So we have there, our to be is changed into was. There was a fall, which is our noun. And then after that, we have in, and then the noun phrase. And our noun phrase is the number of people buying iPhones, all right? Now let's work on another example. There will be, it is about future. We forecast the future. There will be an increase in the population of many African countries. There will be an increase, which is our noun, in the population of many African countries. All right, so in this structure, in our second simple structure, we often add some details to the middle noun. Some details to the middle noun in this type of sentence. For example, we usually use let's say, of plus number, right? So sometimes in the middle noun, in our second simple structure, we can add more details. And the details can be like of plus number. For example, there was an increase of 20 million in the world population last year. So you can see that adding some more details can make our sentences, let's say, longer and much better. All right, now let's work on simple grammar structure 3. It is there plus to be plus adjective plus noun plus in and noun phrase. For example, there was a large increase in sales of life insurance. So we have added adjective here before the noun. Example 2, there was a big fall in the amount of people drinking beer and other types of alcohol. So you can see how the noun phrase here is longer. The amount of people drinking beer and other types of alcohol. This is our noun phrase. And then we have added an adjective, big, before the noun. Now let's work on our simple structure 4, our fourth simple structure. It starts with noun phrase. So we have noun phrase in the beginning of a sentence. Then after that, we have human verb. I will work on human verbs. And then strong adjective we have, and noun phrase. For example, Apple's share price, this is our noun phrase. Enjoyed, this is our human verb. A big increase. So big is our strong adjective and increase is our noun. Now let's work on another example. Apple suffered a huge drop in sales of its iPad. So Apple is our noun phrase or noun. Suffered is our human verb. A huge drop is our strong adjective. Drop in sales of its iPad is our noun phrase. All right, our fifth simple structure. Here we're going to use some fractions. So our structure starts with noun phrase, and then we have fraction, and then between, and then we have dates or other numbers. For example, imagine that in 2010, the bread price was $10. And then in 2012, the bread price was $5. So we can say this in, let's say, sentence in an example like this. The price of bread, which is our noun phrase. So for the fraction here, it is halved, all right? So the number from $10 to $5 is halved, all right? So we use the half between 2010 and 2012, all right? sometimes the number doubles, so rises from $5 to $10. So in this case, you can write double, all right, as fraction. Now, this is what I'm gonna do here. So in now 1950, London population was 5 million. And in 2000, the London population was 10 million. All right, it is doubled. So we can write an example like this. The population of London, which is our noun phrase, doubled is fraction between 1950 and 2000. So this is our simple structure here. We have noun phrase, then we have fraction, and then we have between, and after between, we have dates or other numbers. All right, that's the end of our today's part. We talked about 5 simple structures that you can write in your IELTS Academic Task 1 writing. There are other types of structures that I call complex structures. And there are 3 complex structures that we're going to cover next part. Let's say these structures make your sentences longer and much better, either grammatically or, let's say, cohesively. So that would be much better if you follow these rules to the point and you write and you use variety in your writing. You know, one of the key elements in improving your band score in Academic Task 1 writing is using variety in your sentences. So do not stick to only 1 or 2 structures. Your sentences should use various structures. And the 3 complex structures that we're going to cover in our next part will complete, let's say, all the structures that we need to know when writing in Task 1 Academic. So my advice to you is always use variety in your IELTS writing. I hope you've enjoyed today's lesson, guys. Our next part will be about complex structures in Task 1 Academic writing. Until next time, enjoy your time, stay tuned, and goodbye.